Hi, and we're live. I think we're live at least. Hey, Facebook family and friends, and anyone else on social media. Really excited to be with you guys tonight. It's Saturday night, and I wanted to share a few things. Actually, I'm really excited about this. Today, I invested 12 hours of my time working on creating a project. And first of all, let me just take a step back and just give you a little bit of context here. I'm very much into personal growth and personal development. I always look for ways to help myself and also help my communities. And I always look at, what can I do to improve the communities around me, right? So I invested 12 hours of my time today to work on creating a project that's very near and dear to me. And I'm passionate, like most of you might know, I'm very passionate about a lot of stuff. I'm passionate about health and wellness. I'm passionate about acting. My background is HR and recruiting. A lot of you might know that, may not know that. I'm also a writer. So I have a lot of passions. And when it came down to deciding what I really wanted to take on for this project, acting is very near and dear to me, right? And me coming from a corporate background, I went through a very interesting journey. And maybe I may be going a little quick here, so if I am, sorry about that. And it's exciting, but coming from a corporate background, one of the things that I was present to was, being on the HR side, right? In HR, you know a lot of things that happen or take place in an organization before it actually occurs, right? And so, one of the things that I used to do in my HR career was lay people off, and I'll tell you that that was the cruelest part of what I did, and I did not like it. And that's why I'm in HR. I kind of leaned more towards recruiting and learning and development because those are the fun stuff. And those are things that, really contribute and add value to people's lives and enhance their lives, more in terms of creating opportunities versus taking away opportunities, right? So it's kind of like where I'm coming from. But what I will share with you is that when I was in, full time, I should say, right, in my corporate career, I was laid off in a company where I had put in a lot of time, and that really being laid off for me, that really devastated me, right? And when it did, I felt like I lost my path. Like I really didn't know who I was as a person. Because at that point I really had associated myself with my job and my career, and when that was taken away, I really didn't know who I was as a person, right? So and maybe some of you actually can relate to that, and know what I'm talking about here, right? And so that really helped me when that happened, actually back in 2012, being laid off, and I was like really lost, right? It's like I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. I had just finished a master's degree, and I'm like, I went to, did all this education for nothing. I mean, that's the story and the conversation I was telling myself, right? But and then, needless to say, I was depressed, right? So I was like fell into a deep depression, and over time I overcame that. But one of the things that I discovered for myself in that process was when I got connected to art, and got connected to writing, and got connected to acting and all that stuff. A new, I guess I should say, like a new realm opened up for me, right? And which was the realm that I've always wanted to be in. But I never knew that I could be in that, right? Because that, never occurred to me. I was going on a very different path. I was going on a career path, right? And so you can say that the layoff was a blessing in disguise, because it kind of was. And so one of the things I discovered was what was missing in my entire career, being in corporate for that long, was there was no creativity, there was no art, there was no form of expression. And because in a corporate setting, I hate to say it, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys might agree, it's very limited, if you will, right? And in corporate has its values, so don't get me wrong. Corporate America is great, but we all have different paths and directions in life, right? So anywho, so that was missing, right? The whole expression piece, being artistic, being creative, being in that realm. And so I really discovered who I was in that, and I really got connected to not just myself. I really got connected to other people through that, because I was just like so scared and just really afraid of being with people, and because I didn't want to hurt them, and at the same time I didn't want other people to hurt me, if you know what I'm saying. So I felt like I was just like disconnected. But when I got into acting, that really opened up a lot of stuff for me, like like tapping into emotions, understanding the psychology, and what is my objective, what's my purpose, all that stuff. And I was like, wow, okay, wow, so really opened up a whole realm here. And so what I'm passionate about is, creating this project, and this is a community project, right? And the outcome of that, or I should say, let me just start. The audience, first of all, is, or my target audience, or my target people, or peeps, I should say, are individuals who are in the corporate space, that want to bridge the gap between where they are career-wise, corporate-wise, and where they want to go in terms of, their creative side, like whether they want to be writers, actors, playwrights, I said writers, like authors, whatever the situation is, in the creative realm, dancing, stuff that you always wanted to do, but you never really created the time to do it because you were so busy with life and work or whatever, right? So what I'm passionate about is, with this project is, it's really in its infancy stage, and I'm just sharing with you right now what's present for me. Um, and I'm actually just, let me just take a step. I'm sharing because I just felt called to share. And this is my first Facebook Live, and I think it's live, so yay if it's working. And if you catch the replay, awesome as well. But I just felt inclined and felt like I'm called to do this. So I'm doing it. I'm just following my intuition. So the project is, I'm going to call it Art from the Heart. And basically what it will do is it will help you, bridge the gap from where you are career-wise, if you're in a corporate career or a job you don't like or whatever the situation may be, how you can bridge that gap from being there to being in a spot where you want to be, as in like following your passion or creating your life by design, or being a full-time actor, being a full-time writer, whatever that is. And the structure, I'm still working through the structure, but what I have as the vision is creating like a workshop, and the workshop would offer different tools that will give you access to bridging that gap. So if this resonates with you by any means, I want to hear from you, because I'm not going to create this in a bubble or a vacuum by any means. I want to hear from you and see, like, if you fall in that category, what kind of outcome do you want to get out of it? What kind of tools do you want to see? And what kind of access do you want to have, right? And what is it that you want to create for yourself? And the possibility I'm creating in this whole project is the possibility of being creative, bold, and innovative. Those are some possibilities I'm creating. And what I want to create for you is freedom, self-expression, and peace of mind. So those are things that I want to create for you as my target audience. So with that, I know it's a little long. I didn't expect to go around 10 minutes here, but if this resonates with you, please share in the comments below. If you know someone in your community that you feel might benefit from what I'm creating here, feel free to tag them in this post and share it. And I want to hear from you, like, what specifically do you want to get out of a program like that? Like, as far as bridging the gap, or if you have any questions about it and you're not clear about what I shared, post that in the comments below as well, because I'm here for you. Okay. So thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. I'll be doing more videos in the upcoming weeks. I love you guys so much. I'm here for you, and I look forward to making a difference. Yay! Thanks. Have a great night. Bye.